So if you want to start growing food, the first thing that you need to consider is where you're going to do it, the location. This is the most important thing because we've made some mistakes on this when we first started. And the first mistake we made was related to sunlight. We put a garden that was right up against a fence, and in the summer, it got plenty of sun. Everything was fine because the sun was directly overhead. But in the fall, as the sun moved, now it got shaded. And we had a garden that we weren't able to use in the fall or in the early spring. So you've really got to consider sunlight and how that's going to adjust throughout the year and how all that's gonna work.
And you can use that to your advantage too. Like, so this picture over here underneath the consider sunlight, that's actually where we purposely built a garden on the side of a shed there. That way it would get shaded in the summer. So that way we could continue to grow like things like greens and things that didn't really like the heat. It would help to extend their life throughout the summer. So we would intentionally like use the sunlight to our advantage too.
Yeah, that gave us like a whole extra month of greens because our
Yeah.
first year that we started growing food, we only had lettuce and spinach until like April. And then we were so sad when it was gone because we were so excited to have all this spinach and then it was just gone. And then the next year we tried this where we had this garden on the side of a shed and we had spinach all the way into May. So it gave us a whole extra month of having spinach, which was huge because that was still the main reason why we grow was for spinach and kale and these greens that are packed full of magnesium and calcium and all these nutrients we're looking for and are really easy to grow. You'll also want to make sure that you have easy access to water. Obviously, that's going to be really important. Ease of convenience is super important as well. So we have actually a garden that I just built that's actually inside of our sunroom now that's right next to our griddle where I make a lot of our food. So I can just grab basil or thyme or rosemary or whatever and kind of throw that all over that stuff that I'm
Yeah, if y'all
making.
follow us on Instagram, I actually put up a reel planting that out like a couple days ago. So
Yeah.
check it out. You can see it. I love it. He built it all himself. I was really impressed.
Brooklyn helps.
Well, yes, but he
Brooklyn
didn't
made it
buy
look
it.
nice.
He didn't buy it.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Brooklyn's one yeah, or one of our
Brooklyn's our
kids.
teenager,
Yeah.
and she did all the sanding and painting and all of that because I don't
Yeah.
have patience for that. I cut things and drill things.
The two of them worked really well together and built it all out for me. It was great.
So, consider that as well. So, obviously, like the gardens we're building, that I showed right now, we can't have all of that right next to our kitchen. So, we have this kind of large garden space where we grow the majority of our stuff. And then the stuff I want to use while I'm cooking, like we have chives and rosemary and all that kind of stuff right next to
I will
where we're
say too,
cooking.
like as long as it's like within sight, that's what I say. Make sure that you can see it because if you don't see it, you're not going to remember,
Yeah.
or you're not going to find and see any issues that might be coming up. It really helps in the long run. So I'm excited. We can see this garden like right outside of our bedroom windows, our bathroom windows, and like all of that area. We can see it really well. So I'm really excited.
And make sure that if you have, so we're in Oklahoma where we get a lot of really strong wind. So for us, a big factor was having gardens that were protected by fences or protected by the house or something like that. So depending on where you are and what the weather conditions are, you know, that's a factor you might want to take into account as well.
Mhm.